Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Well, today, as promised, I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can use gilding wax for effects. Now, I've never used gilding wax before. This is my first time of playing with it, crafting with it. So I'm going to show you 3 things that I've discovered, and I'm using the Creative Crafts Colorology, I knew I'd never say that the first time, gilding wax, which is based on beeswax, or made with beeswax. And I've got their gold, their silver and their bronze. I know the gold is just off camera, it's there. So if I pull them over there and the respective lids, so there we go. There's our gold, our silver and our bronze. I think it's bronze. Yeah, it's bronze. So if I turn it over, yes it is. It's the Creative Crafts Colorology, and that's what the lids look like if you're looking for them on the website. And we're going to start with the gold. Now what I've done with this, as I say, I've got 3 very, very quick projects. So I'm not going to keep you very long today. Now this is just ordinary, inexpensive copier paper. And I've got another piece of copier paper underneath it because I don't want my table, the paper backing on my table to get dirty. And this is a bit of a messy project. Not very messy, but it will leave a bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, I've just cut a small section here, how you can very, very simply make your own pearlescence paper if you want to. So I'm going to start off with this, with the gold. So this is, as I say, this is a bit messy, but that's all right. If you like messy craft, it's not very messy, but you get your fingers messy. I'll show you what my fingers look like at the end of this. So what you do is you just rub your finger in the wax, in the gilding wax. You get a nice shiny finger. And I'm just going to do the top half. I folded this in half so that you can see a difference. And I'm just going to rub this all over like that. It looks a bit blotchy now, but what you do to stop it getting blotchy, you have to give it a bit of a buff, a bit like polishing it. This is a bit like putting polish on. So I'm going to show you, it doesn't matter how roughly you put it on. So just rub it on. You can do it in circles, you can do it in streaks. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put a little bit more on. So, and this lasts a long time. This will last you absolutely ages. Because although it looks like I'm putting a lot on, all you're taking off is the surface. So these tins, although they don't look very big, they'll last you a long time, but that's probably enough. Let me just put a little bit down there. And just a little bit into that gap. You can go on forever. Now, it depends how sparkly or how shiny you want your pearlescence effect paper to be. If you want it really shiny, just add some more. Now, this is where the magic happens, guys. Now, that's our gold. I'm going to put that out of the way so I don't use it again. Take a piece of kitchen towel or a cloth or a soft cloth, anything will do. I'm using kitchen towel. And then all you do is you buff it like that. So that will smooth everything out. Not only will it smooth it out, but it will give you a very nice shiny surface to your paper. So just imagine you're polishing some silver, like I used to have to do every Saturday morning. I used to have to polish my mother's silver. I actually used to quite like it, polishing the silverware. Sorry about the squeaky table, it's a bit old. Like me, it's getting old and creaky. So there we go. I'll hold that up to the camera, and if I tilt it to the window, you can see that beautiful shine. So we've taken a very inexpensive piece of copier paper and turned it into a lovely shiny pearlescence paper. And if I hold it like that, so you can see, oh, all right, I'll hold it like that. Doesn't really matter. No, that way. It doesn't really matter which way I hold it. But what I was trying to show you was the before and after. So that's what happens. This is our untouched paper. And that is our pearlescence paper. So I'm going to tilt it to the window so that you can see the shine. And that's a very quick and inexpensive way. If you haven't got gilding wax, you can use glittery eyeshadow. I did try it. It does work, sort of, but it's not as shiny. It does sort of work, but it's not as effective. So that is, let's call it technique number 1. So I'm going to put that away and put the tissue, because every time we're going to change colour now. We're going to change to silver, and when you change colour, again you'll need to buff it, but you'll need a clean tissue, otherwise it'll just mix into the other one. I'm not going to bother turning my paper over It has seemed to have stuck to it, which is what I was hoping to avoid, but that's not that's not too much of a problem. So this is, let me just bring that in a bit closer so you can see it. So this is an embossing folder. It's a DL embossing folder. So, or a slimline embossing folder if you like. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to use the silver. And again, I'm just going to take some on my finger. I'm just going to rub it on my finger. I have washed my finger off. And I'm going to rub it just over the raised parts of the embossed areas, just these leaves. I might not put it on, or I might not put it everywhere, and I probably won't put it on the stem. But I'm just going to put some over these leaves, the ones with the veins in them. Maybe these. It'll get onto the backing part as well, but that doesn't really matter too much. So again, I'll do half of it so that you can see the difference. So I'll just put a little bit more on that one and a little bit on that one. And oh, perhaps we will put some of this on here, otherwise it looks a bit funny. It looks a bit odd. So perhaps we'll just put some on the stems, just to finish it off. So we won't go any further than that. It's such good fun actually, you sort of get carried away with it and you could end up doing the whole lot. But I'm going to put that over there so that I know which one I've used. And again, I'm going to take a tissue, going to hold the bit that I haven't done down. And again, I'm just going to give it a bit of a buffing, give it a rub. So rub it. You won't rub it off, don't worry about that, it won't come off. So rub that into the card. And again, oh, the sun's gone in now, but if I hold it up, you can still see that glow. So I'll hold it up to the sun. When I did the first project, the sun was shining. Now it's gone in and it's looking a bit grey again. But there you go. There is our silver leaf, if you like. And so you can put this lovely gilding wax over our embossing folders, the embossed areas, or you could put it in the debossed areas. I haven't tried that. Let's do that. I haven't planned to do this. So let's do that. What does it look like if we do it over the other side? So we'll just do a couple here. So it'll be on the raised parts and the veins of the leaves will be left white. So I hadn't thought of that until just now. So let's do that. So just this little bit up here. So we'll just do this bit here. We won't do too much, she says, as she carries on. It's such good fun. You think, oh, I'll just do this bit, I'll just do this bit. But we'll stop there because we'll get it's enough to get the idea. And again, we'll just give it a rub. I can use the same tissue because it's the same colour. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a rub. Just like we're polishing. And if I hold that up to the light, what there is of it, you can still see a lovely shimmer. And the other thing, well, there are lots of things you can do with gilding wax actually, but this is just a quick guide for those who are like me, who are new to gilding wax. So this is just a plain card. I'm not going to put anything on this card. This is just ordinary white cardstock. And this time I'm using the bronze, and I will just wipe my finger off a little bit because it has got quite messy. It's easy to take off your fingers. So when I finish with this, what I will do is I'll go and wash my hand. So again, just take some on your finger. And what I'm going to do this time, I'm just going to edge it. I'm going to edge my card so that it has a nice shiny edge, like you get on some of the old-fashioned books, or on books it's called staining. Some of the older books, you get pages, it's called staining on books. But I'm going to do it on a card. So I'm just going to do the top edge here, and again I'm going to take a cloth or a piece of tissue and give it a bit of a rubbing, and you get that lovely shimmer. It's not quite as obvious on the edge, but so if I show you that edge and then show you the white edge, well, I'll tell you what, let's do it the other way so that you can see the before and after, so to speak. Let's do the long edge, but what we'll do, we'll only do half of it. So I'll rub it along there. So So that's what we'll do. So this is called thinking as you're going along. I thought I'd planned it, but it doesn't always work that way. So we'll just do half of it. Just take some gilding wax, give it a bit of a rub, and there. So there is the half we've edged, and there's the half we haven't edged. And if I hold that up as much as I can to the camera, you can see the difference between the edged and the plain. So there you go. There are just 3 ways in which we can use our gilding wax. So I'm going to bring them back. I'm going to push my camera. I'm trying to push my camera out a bit. That's it. That's what I was trying to do. No, I've probably got smudges all over the lens, all over the screen, but never mind. So there you go. There we go. There is our shimmer card, or our pearlescence card. I've just got a spot all over it. Well done, Dawn. That's all right. We'll just blend that in. It's because I've got it on my fingers. So there is our DIY pearlescence card with a smudge finger on it, but you wouldn't do that if you were doing it properly, so to speak. There is, well, let's turn it the other way. Not that it makes much difference. There is our embossed section. And there is our gilding edged card. So just to give it a bit of elegance, if you want to make one of these expensive looking posh cards, just run a bit of gilding wax all the way around the edges. Put it on here as well, just a little bit, and it will really give it some class. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope it's given you some ideas of how to use gilding wax if you've never used, if like me, you've never used it before. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful. And I will be back on Monday. I know that's 2 days before Christmas, but I have thought of a really fun project. I will show you the project, and I will show you what's inspired the project. Sometimes inspiration can come from the most seemingly unlikely places, and this is one of those times. So I'm going to show you what inspired the project, and then I'm going to show you my way of creating something from that inspiration. So come back on Monday and all will become clear. And in the meantime, thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Have fun. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.